Today I'm going to take you through just the simple basics of cleaning out a tropical tank, doing a water change, getting rid of some of the algae. Typically we like to change about a third of the tank. The fish love it and really thrive with fresh water in there. We'll change about a third. You can see here I've got about 5 containers of water. I'll just fill from the tap. Of course, anytime you are taking city water, you should always treat it. This is a multi-purpose aquarium water conditioner. It's generally safe for taking out all the various chlorine and fluoride and various chemicals that the city water has in it. I'll just put in about 10-11 drops in the larger water containers you see here, and about 5 or 6 in the smaller one. And it's important also that the water, when you're adding it, is around the same temperature of what you keep your tank at. And that is, you can see here in the green zone, typically between 70 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Tools you need to change the water. Not a lot, it's pretty simple. Straightforward siphon. You put the larger end, will go down into the water, and we will just start sucking up. We'll go into the gravel like this, pulling up the sediment from it. To get it started, you simply put your mouth to the end, give a good suck, and we just fill up our trusty bucket here. We've got a couple of those, and we'll just fill those up and take off about a third of the water. Start things off, I'll just open up the tank. Typically I just let the water drain in there. You'll see some of the algae in that just starting to gather on top there. I won't use any chemicals or anything on it. I'll just take a cloth and wipe it off there with just the water from the tank. It's one thing you want to be careful of with your fish tank, that you do not add any chemicals to it. Another thing I'll do when giving it a good cleaning is I'll take the rocks out that are in there. They're just there. The fish like somewhere to hide. But of course, when it comes time to clean them, you always want to try and get them out so you can get all the debris and the gravel that is underneath the rocks as well. You'll see the ironic thing in this tank is that my largest fish are the cichlids. Small in the big scheme of how large cichlids can get, but in this tank by far the largest, and they are the most skitterish. So as I'm cleaning, you'll see they're making themselves scarce. Alright, now we're ready, starting to siphon. Put the lips to the end of this, get the water going. And then I will just move my way around it, and as I do, you'll see the debris just going up. All the fish waste and any plant waste that is broken off, you'll see it just filtering out, or going up in that filter tube. Surprisingly, it's a very simple thing like a suction, or a siphon rather, can get enough of the debris out of there to really make a difference and keep the water clean. You can see a fair bit of algae growth on some of the plant leaves. There are products out there that I add to it, chemicals that help to cut back on that growth of the algae. How to apply it right onto certain leaves to ensure that you're getting as much algae off there as possible. Very safe for the fish, and it feeds the plants. They seem to thrive with it. Alright, so that should be enough of the water taken out now. I've taken out about a quarter to a third of it. That's it. That's enough for this water change. I will now refill it with the fresh water, and then we'll get out the scrubber pad and just lightly go over the inside edges of the glass to help get rid of some of the algae. So I've taken the parts of my filter out now. The 3 different filter parts are the bio balls, which gets the good bacteria sort of adhering to this, and it'll capture some of the other bacteria passing by it as well. On top of that, we also have a charcoal bag, which I will change usually once a month. I won't change it every cleaning if I'm doing it after 2 weeks. And the third one is, this is very caked up. I will rinse this one out under tap water. So I just take the bag here and swish it around inside to get any of the really heavier particles off of it. That's the water from the aquarium rather than any of the tap water with chlorine in it. And you can see here I've rinsed the foam out as well, and that's not bad. I will just let that go through into this water as well to help get any of the chemicals out from the tap water. As I say, I will typically change the charcoal every other water change, so maybe once a month. Could do it every other week. I mean, let your nose be the judge. If your water is smelling at all, you'll be able to tell just from the odor it's giving off. If you're not happy with it, by all means, change your charcoal. As far as these, the bio balls that are collecting, I find those definitely don't need to be done. In fact, I'll do these only about once a year, and the foam maybe every 6 months to a year, depending on how it looks. You know, if it's really not collecting too badly, I'll leave it. I'll just rinse it out, put it back in, but probably these two once a year for sure, and the charcoal once a month. Now we're ready to add some fresh water. For that, I'll grab some of the containers and just gently pour them in. Alright, now the water has been added. The next step is to do some slight scrubbing with the algae sponge. Just gentle rubbing on the glass back and forth generally will do it. And there we have it, guys, a full water change. 1/3 of the tank. In a little while that'll clear up a little, stir things up just a little bit, but that'll be crystal clear within an hour or so. Hope you enjoyed this. Please feel free to subscribe to my channel, and you'll get more tips on aquarium and pond care as time goes on. Thanks for watching, guys.